as inspired by the Junk Journal Addict. Hey y'all, APG Jamie here. And today we're going to make some faux film strips, fake film strips, okay? And we're going to use alcohol ink to age them and alter them a bit, all right? And then we'll make some little something elements out of them, okay? So alcohol inks, you should wear your gloves, okay? Because you're liable to get stained even if you wear gloves, all right? Now she had cut her film, and she had a I believe it was the cinch with the square holes. Mine has round holes, and you just do what you got, okay? Just do with what you got. So my faux film strips have some round holes. I also used some dies, which you saw in the little photograph there towards the beginning, and those were okayish to use. You got to use paper. You got to die cut some paper, otherwise the plastic film, because this is just a transparency film that I happen to have picked up at a charity shop whenever that would have been, okay? So it's there. I had it. The plastic somewhat stretches, and it doesn't necessarily cut all the time, especially with the thin dies. It does with the big dies, just perfectly wonderful, okay? It's the little thin dies that you could have issues with. And punches can be an issue too. Any hoodadoodles, I am working on a plastic surface. My friend Tanya McGuire, when I was out there with her in Florida, we went shopping, and she happened to have found these things. I thought they were just poster boards, y'all. They were pieces of plastic, big old chunky pieces of plastic, like poster board. A little bigger, I think, though, really. And she gave me a sheet of that. Thanks again, Tanya. Any hoodles. I cut some of that down to fit on my desktop, and that's what I'm working on. So it is plastic that I'm working on, and it does stain, y'all. It is stained now, but I liked working on it because it was so easy to keep spritzing alcohol on there and picking it up with a piece of paper. Just saying, which we'll get to that. So when I added my black, and I believe that was a homemade black alcohol ink. I don't know, y'all. I've got Brea Reese, I've got the Ranger, and then I've got some homemade ones, from permanent markers, and you mix with your alcohol and all that stuff. Search YouTube, it's everywhere. I've even made a video on it, I'm pretty sure. So because it's being plastic, it does kind of suction down. All right, now remember, it can sometimes be hard to see the coloring on from the alcohol inks onto your clear plastic surface, okay? Just trust that it's there. You can add more later if you want more, okay? Just saying. So we're taking that off. We've got some more. I cut it a lot, y'all. And that's just plain isopropyl alcohol, which I believe is about 90%, okay? And I'm just laying some of these other pieces on there, and gonna get some of that alcohol up and onto my piece. Now, the thing about die cuts and punches, when you use a film strip die, it's gonna cut the inside of the film strip out so that it becomes like a frame, okay? When you do it with the cinch or other, I don't know, whatever kind of tool you have to put holes down the side and leave it solid in the middle, you've got your solid in the middle plastic, okay? They're different. They're the same, but they're different, okay? And I think I'm going to clean this all up with a piece of deli paper. Well, actually, I know I'm going to. There we go. It's just a matter of when I was going to do it, y'all. So, and I'm just tapping that down, and we'll do some more. And I think show y'all, because it's so much the same. Oh, her video is, I show you what I do. I can't necessarily explain what I do sometimes, sort of. Y'all know me. If you don't, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. Newbies, oldies, in-betweenies. Love y'all. So the black I'm using, I think it's the homemade black. It's kind of got a purple. I think I used a purple and a black, and I don't know. I might have even took all the colors I had excess and just put them all in one little bottle, okay? And so we're just doing it again. And as you can tell, maybe as we move along, you'll be able to tell that my background gets a little more stain, a little more stain, a little more stain. And that's perfectly okay, because this is now going to be my permanent alcohol ink top thing. Yes. Now, I did this for a while. I had to stop because I had some ventilation going on. Yeah, you definitely want some ventilation going on. And I had some ventilation going on, but I still got, that's a little much. So I had to stop. So I did not actually alcohol ink all the pieces I cut. Okay. But I have them. They're ready when I'm ready. They'll be there. So, moving along. Got the little die cuts out there. Well, I didn't use a punch. I tried to use a punch, but it didn't punch. And it kind of got wedged up. And I thought, I'm not even going down that road. So I just put the punch away. It made little rectangle holes. Was the kind of punch. But, should have used paper with it. Anywho, spritzing alcohol. And I'm just using the excess that's there on my plastic covering. And just smooshing it down with a, palette knife of some sort. Oh, those things y'all know from the hanging file folders we all love to cut out and use for little journals and whatnotages. Well, sometimes they come with these doolallers to stick in the top. The little label tab thingies. Alcohol them too, y'all. So I did those. Like I said, I did it for a while. So much for a while that I had to stop and exit my room. I think I went and, sat out in the yard or something. Oh, look, here we go. So I did a bunch of them. And that's a piece of scrap paper there. So you can see a little more better. See, it's easier to see when you got it on a white background, just saying. These are the die cuts. You can see the center is cut out, so it's more, it's a frame now, okay? And those are some little tiny smaller dies. Those are unbranded, just saying. List of ingredients in the description box below. Also, a link to the aforementioned video is in the description box, and that is by Junk Journal Addict. And I believe she has a couple, one spoken, one is not spoken, I believe. And she may even link to where she first saw this because she thought it was brilliant. I thought it was brilliant. And I'm like, gosh, why didn't I think of that before? So Tim Holtz came out years ago, y'all, with that little teeny tiny film strip up there in the upper left. I love it. I've got a couple of those that came in a little teeny can. I've been hoarding them, saving them. They precious, y'all. They precious. And I thought, yes, I can finally use some of that because now I can make some bigger stuff. So I use StazOn because StazOn will dry on plastic and metal and stuff like that, whereas my favorite archival doesn't. Okay, and water-based ones won't either. And I got a little of the StazOn smeared on there, and we just kind of woggle it away with a little Q-tip dipped in some alcohol to brush away where I want it just a little clearer on this portrait paper doll guy's face, okay? Not totally clear, just a little clearer. And, I thought, okay, he needs some blush and he needs some lip color. And I think we put hair color on him. And I think we paint his tie it. And those are markers. I didn't pay attention to the colors that I used. Just coloring them. And because they are water-based, they will stay wet for a while on top of these portraits and the paper dolls and photo booth and all those kind of things. Okay, because they're water-based and they're not going to absorb because there's like a finish on these Tim Holtz things. Okay, y'all? So be careful. All right, that's water brush, just removing some of the little excesses. And so they dry pretty good. So I got to fan it with my hand. Oh, fan it, dry. And I'm just rubbing the back of that film strip. Now it's a film strip. Onto that paper that I have laying there, just to make sure that anything's on there is just going to rub off and not necessarily stick to the face of my portrait dude. Okay. So I'm just essentially making a journal element, a cluster, a page, whatever thing could actually go on the outside of a journal, or just whatever. You could stick it in a photo frame if you wanted to, y'all. Your limitation is your imagination. So I'm using double-sided tape to stick it down where I don't think it will be visible later. And as we may can see, it's not that visible now. And I've just got some scrap paper. These are desk scraps, y'all. Or I pulled them out of my desk scrap basket, because I've got a few of them baskets hanging around, y'all. And it's like the more I use them, the more they get full of stuff. I don't know where it is. And that's a piece of hanging file folder right there. So I'm gluing with the paper, and I'm using double-sided tape anywhere I'm using the film. So, transparency. The box said it was right on transparency, but once I kind of got down in there, I think some of it may have been inkjet printer transparency printable. I'm not sure. I do have some of that somewhere too, because I bought that umpteen years ago as well myself, my own selves. So, moving along. Got different ephemera pieces. I got some rub-ons. I got a rub-on from the Dollar Tree, and I got some secret internet admirer sent me some idealogy Timmy rub-ons. Thank you again, darling. Whomever you are. So, rubbing them on, and that Dollar Tree one worked pretty good. Okay, I'm pretty good with that. So, my Dollar Tree didn't have them. Those came from Florida. I know. I go all the way to Florida to get Dollar Tree stuff. Anyway, I'm going to use that little Timmy film strip on there too, because it's totes adorbs. Now that I can make my own, sorta, I can feel more comfortable about using it and not just hanging on to it forever for the perfect project. Y'all know I do that too. And yeah, just different bits of ephemera. And this is, I guess it's kind of a longish video. I don't remember how long it was, y'all. 30 minutes maybe. I don't know. Now, I had filmed the part where I was gathering and trying on different things for this. And I ended up taking that out because that part alone, even in hyperspeed, y'all, it was like 30 minutes. And I'm like, no, I don't even know how to talk over that. How do you even talk over that part? I don't know. Taco about it Tuesday. Somebody might need a taco. Anyway, it's not Tuesday either. Doesn't matter, does it, on Taco Tuesday? Doesn't matter if it's on Tuesday or Wednesday or Sunday or whatever day of the week that ends in Y. Okay. Put a little top hat on him because I thought it's funny. And here's a smaller, shorter piece. As you can see the round holes in this one a little bit or better. I've got a piece of metallic looking cardstock there, and it's been 3D embossed with, I don't know, something. It's scrap, y'all. Went around it, going around it with some black ink, because, you know, I'm like, oh, stand out just a little bit more. And these we are using, I believe these were photo booth pictures, and I cut the people out. One's a younger girl, one's an older girl. And when I mean older is high school. One's like elementary and the other one's like a high school kid. That's what I'm saying. That's my story. And we will their little blush cheeks and clothes and all that stuff as well. Not sure at what point I do that. Maybe I didn't include that part. I don't know. I do like to add blush to them because it just, I don't know, the black and white photos, they don't look like, y'all know the Odin pictures that they would colorize, okay? It doesn't really look like that kind, but I still like the effect. Do I do it all the time? Not 100% of the time. But probably 75 to 80% of the time I add blush and give them lips and hair color and clothing color. I mean, yeah. And I know a lot of people use the distressed crayons for this part, and they work. I don't have any, don't want any, y'all. I got other crayons I could use if I want to, but I don't want to because I don't want to wait that long. Anyway, so they can be interesting. Just saying. And I tap my fingers because I'm like, what color should her hair be? And it's so dark, it's just got to be red. But now it just looks darker. You can't even tell it's red necessarily. You got to hold it just right in the light. So, and I think I give the little girl blonde hair because she's got lighter color hair. So, anyway, there we go. And the little girl gets a green dress, and the high school girl gets an orange dress. Orange, you glad I didn't say banana. She got banana color hair. Yeller. Because that's blonde. Isn't that funny? Okay, now what? Now what do we do? Oh, here's the orange dress. It is in hyperspeed. Mm-hmm. I'm sure with practice I would get more butter at alcohol ink in my faux film now, y'all. There's a little bit of a learning curve. It's in everything, you know. Osmosis learning is okay, but it's not 100%. So that's just, I had a piece of paper from somewhere and it had a number on it and I cut it out and I'm sticking that in my hanging file folder label doodler. And we're going to stick that onto our faux film strip because I can and I wanted to. So I am. Okay. So look at that. Sweet. So we got that. That's burnishing. That's a pokey tool that's got a little burnisher on the end. It's not really a burnisher, but I use it that way because it works. And that's just a tiny little sliver piece of a scrap paper. And this is why your scraps never go away, because you just pull off a little tiny piece and use a little tiny piece, so you still got that other one. Anyway, moving along. Taking the release paper off, burnish it down. Put some more, gonna put some more somewhere. Burnish. That means rub it on there really good. Make sure it makes good contact before you take the release paper off. And then it's pretty good idea to burnish it after you've done that too. So everywhere I think you're not going to be able to see the double-sided tape, I put it because it'd be covered by something else, right? Okay. So I've got these little tiny words and numbers, and we're going to put it on a little tiny piece of the film strip. Y'all notice I only used a very small piece of it. I love that stuff, and I hardly ever I have used a whole roll before. So it's not like I've never used it and emptied a whole roll. That's why I know I'm like, no, it's a treasure. Anyway, so now we're going to stick that on. I don't remember where we put it. I think it's up underneath the girl's shoulder again. Maybe somewhere like that. I got to pull her back off because she stuck pretty good, y'all. That double-sided tape stuck her down pretty good. But yeah, that's good. No glue on there. We are gluing something. What are we gluing? A word? Oh, pearls. They're flat back pearls, y'all. I pulled them off of something else because I was altering and remaking it, whatever it was. So I had these little pearls, flat back pearls. So we're gluing them on. And they look cute. I'm a little tiny editing screen. I can't see them so well, but in real life, they look pretty good. Now I zoomed in some more because I thought maybe I'm still too far away. This is a piece of Braille paper, okay? And I thought I want to use it. And the more I tried to add to this one, the less I liked it. And I just kept coming back to that little faux film strip there and these two little guys. And that's the extent of what's going on with this one. Okay? And it makes me so happy. So happy, y'all. I'm trying to get my double-sided tape where it's going to stick the guys to the film strip. And I had issues with getting it in the right place. I could have just put it on a film strip because that would have been the smartest thing to do. But no. So we got two setting guys, paper dolls. You know, I love them. And double-sided tape on Braille paper that's been lightly buffed with manganese blue, because that's the color blue I have in archival. I know I said it. List of ingredients, description below the video. More to see more information. That's it for them. They do get a sentiment. I thought they need a word, so I started looking at my little scrapbook pages, and I found this little sentence, and the bell rung. Ta-da! That one's done. That's it. So then I had this bigger piece, okay? And I had this, it's an unbranded picture wheel. Y'all remember those? Oh, gosh, now, really, I can't even think of what they were called. Anyway, I've got a Sizzix one, and then I've got this one, which is smaller. And this one's unbranded. I know I said it already. So we're squishing that down on our piece of alcohol inked translucency. Transparency film for the overhead projector. Anyway, trimming it around. Okay. I'm like, yeah. Now what? Story of my life. It had smudges on it, so I thought I'm just gonna, go ahead and age up this whole thing a little bit more and put some coffee ink on there, and we're gonna put some black soot with a T on there. Just, squishing it around. And I don't do much with this either. I'm like, I need a circle. I need something pretty in the middle. So I ran off and I found a piece of ephemera somewhere, which is round, and I poked a hole in it with the big old crocodile thing. And we got an eyelet. It's a blue eyelet that's got like a swirl on it, So we're doing that. Okay. And then we're just going to stick the eyelet in there. And I don't know where or if or when this will ever be used on anything, but it's in my cluster box. So we're doing a little flippy floppy show and tell, not telling. Well, yeah, you saw those. And here goes the different ones. Okay. And I like how some of them got kind of white-ish looking. I don't know what that was from. That may have been the printed double kind, and it I don't know. I like them. Oh, look at him. He makes me happy. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I don't have to do anything with them. Just keep them in a box and look at them. Oh, that's a little page bookmark point thing. I like that one. It's nice and simple. And like I said, when I tried to add stuff to it, I didn't like it. So we went back simple. And then we got a little picture wheel. Ta-da! Photo montage. Okay, y'all. Be sure to check out the Junk Journal Addicts channel. It's lots of cool stuff with a lot of damn old stuff. Okay. Really, I'm really liking this. I had to step away for a while because alcohol smells pretty alcoholic. Look at the little guys. Aw, little guys. And the bell rung. And these are the bits that we alcohol inked, but we didn't use. And there's our little picture wheel. See the little flat back pearls? Yeah. They cute. They on top of the film strip. The first guy is underneath the film strip. So, I mean, your limitation, your imagination. Thanks for watching, and happy arting, y'all.